it was new that we actually had questions about the debt, because in the previous debate, there hadn't been a single question about fiscal policies and the big challenges facing the country. So it was great because there were questions about the fact that both candidates wouldn't put a penny towards the debt, which is projected to continue to grow by over $9 trillion over the next 10 years, and much more than that under Donald Trump's plan in particular. But both candidates weren't willing to have a real direct discussion about any policy changes that they would make to tackle these challenges. Nothing on entitlement reform, spending reforms, even real tax reform that would generate revenues. And we need to take those steps as part of a comprehensive economic plan. So it's disappointing that this political debate is still shying away from some of the real challenges ahead of us.
Yeah, David, just a few weeks left, and a lot of the narrative written last night was that we got more traction on foreign policy discussion last night than economic.
Well, I heard a lot on growth, actually, and I think the tax issue is going to be the key because that's the driver for economic growth. Clinton's plan will cut economic growth in half and increase taxes so that there'll be about 300,000 fewer jobs. Trump plan will increase growth, it'll double it to 4%, and cut taxes for the middle class. So there's a huge contrast there. And I actually saw Pence drive that home when he pointed out to Kaine that Clinton's tax plan would tax the middle class, farmers, small businessmen, others across the board, and be devastating for people who have lost their jobs in this economy.
Yeah, there's the tax policy debate, Maya, and then there's this idea of personal taxes, which is also getting a lot of attention. I know you don't like to wade in on the politics here, but you are a tax expert, so we'll ask you, is this idea that Pence repeated from the Trump campaign, that the fact that he did not pay taxes, as reports indicate, in the 90s, was smart? Is that going to damage him politically or not?
Well, I think what it does do, back sort of to the tax policy angle of it, is it makes the case that we've known for so long, which is we desperately need tax reform. There's over $1 trillion lost in revenues a year because of all the tax expenditures, which are deductions and credits and exclusions. And it's true that you can take advantage of them legally, both on the corporate side and the individual side, and it greatly complicates our tax code. It also helped from allowing us to be competitive and help grow the economy. So we desperately need tax reform. On that bigger issue of growth, we also desperately need growth, but we have to be realistic about what growth we can expect. One of the biggest hindrances to growth is an excessive debt, which we have right now. But the other challenge we also have is the aging of the population, and as baby boomers are moving into retirement and we fail to reform our entitlement programs, it's going to be very difficult to grow the economy. So we need to be realistic, and I think claims about doubling growth or unprecedented levels of productivity kind of, again, they act as a free lunch instead of focusing on some of the policy reforms both candidates need to be talking about more.
Well, when we balanced the budget and actually reduced the debt in the 90s when I was in Congress, we did it with a pro-growth tax plan and put a brake on the spending, but it was the stimulus and the growth that let us actually reduce that debt. So it's key to watch which of these candidates are focusing on pro-growth, which ones want to use the tax code for punitive social measures, taxing people more, and having the government increase and providing more funds for it to continue its wild spending habits. I think there was a huge difference. Interestingly enough, the personal tax issue will, I think, lead the American people to say, yeah, we get it. Donald Trump didn't pay much taxes. Hillary Clinton had the foundation. That provided her family a lot of funding. But what are you going to do for my taxes and for my job security? And that's going to turn this campaign, I think, in the last 5 weeks towards that basic question: who's going to increase economic growth? Who's going to make it better off for middle America?
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the I right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.